裏に行かないといけないの。これから大事な用事が。
The SEGA Saturn might not be known as the best system when it comes to rendering early generation of 3D graphics, but one game that really stands out in this regard and perhaps looks even better than anything on the PlayStation is the mecha game Bulk Slash. Playing as SDF pilot Chris Dawley, you have to fight across 7 stages against the losers of the last Great Galactic War, who, after facing discrimination by the victors, performs a military coup d'etat and starts the war right back up again. Each stage in the game is massively different, at least in the design, and in some cases also in the gameplay. They're all short and sweet and takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes to get through. And it's almost like CA Production pulled a reverse Ubisoft, where instead of having slight variations of the same gameplay mechanics split out across 100 hours, they've focused on making an condensed and fun experience.
私はメティカルフレアと申します。どうか一緒に連れて行ってはくれませぬか。行きますわよ。左です。
That doesn't mean that there aren't reasons for replaying the game multiple times, as each stage has a hidden navigator that will ask you to join up on your mech. And depending on which navigator you take through the game, you will be rewarded with bonus visual art and a bonus cutscene after the credits if your experience level with them is high enough.
コンサート会場ってあれじゃないか？
そうよ、あれあれ。ちょっとマイク借りるわよ。皆さん、お待たせ。みんなのアイドルイラファントよ。みんな集まれ。
ちょっとやりすぎじゃないか？ちょっとあんた、リラを独り占めはないんじゃない？そんな。
ごめんね。でも仕方ないの。だって私は今世紀最大のアイドルだもん。 この辺なんだけど。
There's no real visual representation of how far you are with each character, other than their character level on the select screen, but it takes about a full playthrough to be sure to get the cutscene. And since the stages are gradually unlocked, some of the navigators that you pick up on the later levels requires you to finish the game with them, and then start over and finish the game once again to get the cutscene. And to be honest, that's not too much of a problem. It's a fun game and well worth playing multiple times. But I guess I haven't really talked much about the actual gameplay yet, but as you've probably seen by now, you play as a mech that can transform into a plane, and if you let off the fire button for a few seconds, you will either charge up a bomb if you're on foot, or homing missiles if you're flying around. And not only do you get points for defeating enemies, but also basically shooting at anything that moves, be it commercial signs, or innocent crates, or just parked cars. There's also a number of temporary extra weapons you can pick up, from homing lasers to flamethrowers. And as a reward for mastering the game, there's a navigator on the 7th stage who is only unlocked once you've gone through the game with all the other ladies. And this navigator gives you unlimited bonus weapons, as well as super fast charge up for your lock-on and bombs. I might have mentioned it in a couple of other videos, but I'm pretty nostalgic about 90s anime. While there are wide swath of women you can choose from in this game, like Naira and Colon, sure, why not? Anyway, it's not as overtly sexual as they come off in modern anime games. Some like that, some do not. I just enjoy that it's a bit more nice and innocent in Bulk Slash. As I mentioned at the top of the review, Bulk Slash is also a bit of a technical marvel on the Saturn. If you're not familiar with early 3D graphics, they were often quite prone to weird texture rotation and constant clipping. Bulk Slash manages to have none of that, while also running at a pretty decent frame rate. I mean, sure, it does have quite a lot of pop-ins, and you'd have to be crazy to expect anything else. But everything is nicely detailed, and I can't really describe the presentation any better than it feeling sort of arcadey. It's like an arcade game, explosive and bombastic. And even the constant chatter from the navigators doesn't feel grating in any way, because together with the excellent soundtrack and the fast pace, I can't really say that it gives you anything other than just a feeling of arcade gaming ecstasy. There's value in a condensed experience like this, that you don't really find in modern sandbox games that constantly pad the experience with pointless challenge missions and races and the same arena fight like 10 or 20 times. So if you have a way to play Japanese Saturn games, check out Bulk Slash. You won't regret it.